What's going on, guys? It's Chris Moulton, Andrew Martin, the Union Report, and we have with us
Carlos Herrera.
Carlos Herrera. So, Carlos, you've been starting a lot of games lately, and as a fan, man, it's been really interesting to see your progression over the last couple of seasons. Is there anything like in particular that you would attribute your I guess your form that you're playing at right now to?
I think just the consistency of trainings with the goalie coach that we have here. They're very intense and they're, like I said, they're very high quality, and doing that day after day for extensive periods of time, I think eventually it adds up little by little. And that aside to you can add the confidence that I feel within the group, just in general with playing and towards me as well. And I think that just kind of helps me and gives me more confidence as well.
Nice. And so, what's the relationship like between you and your back line? Or I guess they're a front line to you, but the defenders in front of you. What's that relationship like during a game?
I think it's a lot of trust. It has to be trust just because ultimately I'm the one that kind of sees everything a bit on a bit wider spectrum. And things that I communicate to them, they just kind of have to trust that I'm communicating accurately and efficiently. And same with me whenever I'm playing the ball or I have to have them cover a defender. So it's a lot of trust, and I think that through trainings and just through the games, it just keeps developing and it keeps the bond gets a little stronger.
Nice. So you're kind of like the quarterback. You got everything in front of you, and you can.
In theory, I guess that's like I guess that's probably like the best way to compare it. I mean, I'm nowhere near as important as a quarterback is football versus me in soccer. But yeah, I guess that's a good way to look at it.
Nice. Andrew, you have any questions?
Yeah, kind of following up on that, I feel you've been with the club now 3 seasons, and I have actually a couple of questions that are a little bit apart, but I'll start with the first one. When you came on board 3 years ago, you came in, I believe, on a 25-day contract, and so kind of as an emergency backup, and then you've played your way onto the team and become an integral starter. And looking back, going all the way back to college, I feel like you have kind of an underdog element to you. Is that something that you identify with and something that fuels you?
Yeah, of course, 100%. I think just kind of my background, my culture, being an undocumented student, and many challenges that I face early on, whether it's I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to school or not. So all those kind of things, just kind of, I'm okay with the challenge. I look forward to the challenge. So whenever I encounter inevitably a challenging spot in my life, obviously it's hard at times, but I look forward to them because I know that I'm capable of overcoming this challenge, and then usually come out stronger on the other side.
Mm-hmm. And from the stands, from a personal perspective, it feels like your game has taken a noticeable leap forward this year. You can see that often with various players, as they've worked on stuff, but in particular, your confidence in the way that you command your box area is really, really noticeable. Is that something that you identify with as well, that you think that you've worked on?
Yeah, of course. Like I mentioned, I think we work hard on all these things every day, 5-6 times a week. So I think like over the last 3 years, like I said, it adds on doing them every single day, and then obviously there's a bit of a product to show for all the hard work that goes into it. So I'm just happy that it's somewhat noticeable.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris,
Awesome.
kicking it back to you, anything else with you?
Well, you did mention having a goalkeeper coach. Have we always had a goalkeeper coach? Is that like pretty standard for any soccer club?
Yeah, it's standard to have a goalkeeper coach. Just at times the availabilities weren't daily. So instead of having maybe someone in here 4 or 5 times a week, maybe it was just 2, maybe it was just 3. And I mean, that might not be an issue in 1 or 2 weeks, right? Or even a month, but over the span of 10, 20 months, those 2-3 days that they may not be able to come, they add up.
Yeah, definitely.
And like I said, they also add up on to the other side, where they're here those 2 days. Those 2 days could be a lot of work that you're doing, and it could take a lot of time to catch that up if you don't have it. So now we've had consistency in that, and don't get me wrong, I'm very thankful for the times that they were able to come, even if it was just 2-3 times a week. Extremely thankful for that. But obviously having someone every day makes a big difference.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I'm going to ask you a personal question. Things like this always intrigue me. If soccer didn't exist, or if professional soccer wasn't an option for you, what do you think you'd be doing right now?
I think I'd be a teacher.
Yeah. What subject?
Math.
Math. Okay.
It was actually my favorite subject in school and something that I excelled at.
Yeah.
So probably would be a math teacher.
Oh, awesome. I would be one of your worst students if I was in your class,
Yeah,
unfortunately,
same.
but not for lack of trying.
Tutoring available right
Yeah,
now.
But if he was our teacher, he'd probably make us better students.
There you go.
Any tutoring, let me know.
Yeah.
I guess it's been, as a fan, really cool to see you bide your time on the bench and really you never gave up on the team. You never gave up on yourself. And I think from a fan's perspective, it's really encouraging because you got your shot and you grabbed the bull by the horns. And we just want to thank you because it's really been so neat to watch you from year one to now, where you're just like a beast in the box. You know what I mean? And so we appreciate that. And we know, I'm sure that, not starting all the time can kind of wear you down emotionally. And so was there anything that you did specifically to just kind of like, hey, my time's coming, or something that you did?
Well, I think that part of it comes with the job description of a goalkeeper, and unfortunately, there's only one of us that can play at a time, and sometimes there's 2, 3 on a team. So that's just part of the position. I experienced it in college, where my freshman year I played little to no games, and you have to be a good teammate because ultimately, like, it sounds cliche, but you really never know when it could be your chance to go in, whether that be for tactical decisions, injuries, you name it, right? You have to be ready, and if you kind of just be like, well, screw this, I'm not playing.
Yeah.
Turns out you got to play the following week, and bam, you're not ready. You do poor, and then there goes your chance, right? So don't get me wrong, it's not easy by any means, but just kind of reminding yourself that that's kind of just part of the job, and you have to be strong mentally because it is an isolated position. It just kind of pushes you forward, and obviously having the support of my wife and my family through those tough moments always is an extra push.
Nice. You have anything else, Andrew?
No, I think that's it for me. We really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us today.
Yeah.
Of course, I appreciate you guys wanting to speak with me and the support, like you guys said, from year 1 to now year 3. I can't thank those that have supported me enough. Really means a lot to me, whether I have the chance to say it or not to them in person or whatever. I usually tend to see the messages that come my way or the positive outreach. So genuinely means a lot to me. So thank you to everyone that has reached out during any time during the 3 years.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much,
Thank
Carlos.
you.
Really, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.